All right, Jesse P.
I'll tell you what, Ash.
Yeah.
If you wanted to support this great content and keep this truck rolling along and the lights on,
I feel I do my fair share already, but go on.
Yeah, but I'm saying if, like you, the figurative you, the listener, you will
it's indirect. It's indirect. Go on.
What you would do is you go to co-fi.com/pranks and just leave a small or large donation in increments of $3 to keep this great show rolling.
Oh, yes, please. I think I'll do that. Lots have other people done it?
What? Ash, I said all right, I'll repeat it. co-fi.com/pranks, I said.
Easy. Okay, I'll do that. No problem at all. What if I want to get something back for my investment?
Well, I mean, let's just think off the top of what do we? Well, I don't know what. Why don't we set up a Patreon account and the address will be?
That's a good idea.
However the link will be in the description of the podcast. Is if you go on Patreon and donate £1 per month, you will receive. There is a graphic depiction that we speak about in this episode, and I think the listener deserves to see it, but we can't put it out there for general consumption. So £1 a month, you will get sent this picture, and after you've heard us talk about it, you'll want to see it. I think for about £5 a month, you get. Yeah. What about if they get a little bonus episode only for those people once a month plus a mention on the show?
I mean, it sounds like more work for me, but yeah, sure.
And how about, to even out more work for me, for £10 a month, you get said bonus episode, said mention on the show, but you will also have access to the archive of every episode that exists digitally recorded. How does that sound?
It sounds great to me. Do we know how many that is?
No.
Okay.
But good. It's more than none.
Okay. £10 and you get some.
Yeah. Like it's like 50 or 60, I reckon. Ones that you probably haven't heard.
Okay. Well, listen up. Enjoy the episode. Here it comes.
It's a corker.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the loft where once it was summer and now it is the dead of winter, I'm Ash Frith, comedian, and freezing, but all the way up the A12 in a hot box, I think he calls it, with a duvet over his head, just pumping away into that little space and warming himself up. It's like a self-contained little central heating system, using his own bot to keep the warmth. It's episode 117 of the Panks of Firth podcast. We're back, baby, and it's Justin Panks. Hello, Justin.
And it goes a little something like this.
Hello, it's good to be back, Jesse P.
Back once again with a Renegade Master D4 damage. D4 damage of power to the people. What does he say? Back once again with a Renegade Master D4
damage of power to the people. Back once again with a Renegade Master.
Back once again with the returning hero of all of Edinburgh, King of Edinburgh.
Here I am. I'm back. I completed Edinburgh this year, it turns out, and I never ever have to return, they've said, because I did it so well this time.
They've said, they being the voices in your own head.
Yeah.
How was it? How was old Ricky?
Straight into this. Straight into this. So, listener, what just happened was we recorded about 30 minutes of a podcast,
fucking
and
dickhead.
We had technical issues because I'd forgotten how to use a computer over the over the time that we've been away. Thank you, by the way, for listening. People have still been listening to our personal little
podcast.
Let's
talk about that. I did a little solo one. What did you think?
I loved it. I think it was better.
Yeah, cut the deadwood.
Yeah,
cut the deadwood out.
People listened, and I did my own little one, from the Royal Mile.
Yeah, that was. We should have called that the come get bummed out by Ash.
Yeah. Well, pretty prepared for another, 45
it's
minutes
fine.
of that.
Our listeners stick with us through thick and thin, for better or worse. They know when little old Asherlef needs a pick me up, as does your good old friend Jussie P.
I'm gonna thank Keith Robertson and his partner Kelly McNeil. They came to watch the show. They're some of the exclusive band of people that got to see Lollygagger by Ash Frith at the Edinburgh Festival. Thank them for coming. I think they came because of hearing me on Cheap Show and seeing Bartians. I don't know that they listened to this, but I want to say thank you to them.
And then 25 minutes in, they realised there's no Jussie P and they left. Tell the whole story.
They stayed. I did have two people come in and say, what genre of comedy is this?
Yeah, well, that's odd, because you don't do that. There's only one genre of comedy. It's funny.
Yeah, but I told them not to bother.
Do you know what, though? That is true that with music, right, you wouldn't just go and see a band. You'd want to know what kind of band it is.
Yeah,
so
that's
I guess
true.
it kind of makes sense. If I was going
to see free music, I'd probably pop in and see what it was.
Yeah, but free music you can pop in and pop out. You do kind of feel like you are committed to the whole show if you go to it. I know people do walk out, but it must be awkward.
Well, the show before mine had a guy go in, plug his phone in the front row, sit there on his phone for the entire hour of the show. See, that's the difference. See, I would have probably punched him in the face, whereas she saw it as a number, a bum on seat.
This is the problem with Edinburgh, right? Comedy clubs, let's say there are other nights of the week as well, but let's say normally a Friday, Saturday night. Well, an hour and a half of mixed bill show.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like a rarefied time. You don't go every week anyway. You got a babysit, you go in there. There's a respect. It's a novelty. When you're like 2 weeks into Edinburgh, even as a punter, and you've been watching like 8 shows a day, you don't respect fucking the
going
sanctity.
into a room to charge your phone is
that's what it becomes. It's so much, it's just so much of a good thing if you like. Well, and a lot of absolute shite, obviously, but it just becomes just like, oh, it is just a room with a plug socket. I'm going to go sit in there and charge my phone. You don't respect the sort of the rarefied space of the performance arena
art.
Yeah,
but then I think it's just as bad for the performer, because she normally, I'm sure she would have told her to F off, but what she actually did was
excuse my French, why did you say F off?
Only because of there being younglings in earshot.
That's fair enough. I thought he was doing it for the benefit of our delicate little listeners.
No, I couldn't care about them cunts.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we've sort of had a different. There's two sort of.
We had a different Edinburgh experience.
Well, different August experience, haven't we? There's kind of two streams, isn't there?
Well, you just keep texting me how much you've earned, which is sort of more of an attack than anything, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there's two streams.
You are not going to believe how much I've just earned, and then just sent me a figure.
It was quite hefty, though, wasn't it?
It was really. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, mate. But no, there is kind of.
And then I'll say, got nothing in the bucket because I couldn't bring myself to bucket an audience of like 6 people.
Yeah, and I'll be like, I've just paid my mortgage for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I literally did that. I did a show and just went, I'm not going to hold the bucket.
When you listen back to this, how many times you just interrupted me? You're going to cringe. It was like that was like a 11 interrupt combo on fucking Street Fighter. You get a bonus for that.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
No,
but
I do it all the time. I've just done it again. I literally do. When I listen back, sometimes I drive myself bonkers. Listener, I don't know how you put up with me. Jussie P's the talent here.
What I was going to say...
Isn't that right, mate?
Yeah, it is.
It's good to be back.
He's back,
good to be back.
I'm not the henpecked wife. I'm not the henpecked wife that actually runs the house, but has to let the abusive man think he does.
I like that you just spoke really fast to squeeze that in.
What's that? I didn't speak really fast. But now there's 2 strands to comedy, and like I think August is highlighted because you've got like the kind of industry side, which is what Edinburgh is. And I was just sort of like thought, I'm not going this year because I started quite a bit of work booked, and I was like, I'm just going to be a club comic. No, I'm just saying. But I did the club thing, you did the industry thing, or dipped your toe in, and it's just like, fuck all that shit. I was well happy. I've had a brilliant August.
Well, I did the industry thing, but with no industry. This is the thing. I noticed there are comedians that I would consider to be middle 10 spots, and they've got 8-foot by 4-foot posters on the Royal Mile that have cost them $8,000. Whereas I went up being as good as I am, a hero to many, and I spent a total of £200.
Well, then again, you get what you pay for. You do. Yeah. But yeah, I did remember I did a gig in a famous comedy club chain that no longer exists, and there was me and a friend of mine and another guy, and Friday and Saturday the other guy shit the bed, like both nights, shit the bed, people just staring at him, and me and my friend did like very well, but we sort of did, if we were like, we both did great, saved the gig, and he shit the bed both nights. And then so afterwards we was having a curry and talking about how shit he was. And 3 weeks later there he was on Mock the Week. So that's the industry for it. But that's the difference between what you're saying is like, yeah, you can do it, but you go up there and people that can't do it have got the big posters. It's like an alternative universe.
The lady before me had 4 flyers working before every show.
But then you don't even break even. It's impossible to break even.
No, they lose thousands and thousands. But it's not about making money there, is it? It's about they want to get something the other side of it. That's what I'm saying. Whereas I did the opposite of that. Where I was like, no one knows who the fuck I am. Still happy with that, but I like made money, earned money. Well, I eventually gave up on my Edinburgh dream and was offered a gig that paid for all of my expenses and a bit, and so I flew home and went and did a gig in a theatre.
Jossie P, yet again, correct, nailing life.
I don't think I'll bother again.
Well, you can't do what you, to be honest, you sort of half-arsed it. You did.
I totally half-arsed it, but then it was a late booking. I wasn't going, was I?
No, but then again, I did that once. Pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, you think, I'm only spending £200, but you're wasting that money. Like that's like when something's on offer, and if you don't want it or need it and it's shit, is it really a deal?
Flyering for myself is also an absolute no-go. I cannot bear to hold a flyer out to someone to take in the street ever again.
No, not of your own show. Flyering someone else's show is kind of easy.
I would 100%. That's one thing I would pay for next time. Would be not that I'm going next time. It would be to have someone fly the show. I just can't bear it.
Yeah, hawking your own wares is. That's a difficult thing about. I mean, really, flyering is a kind of physical manifestation of what we do week in, week out, begging for gigs. I mean, you're selling a product, but you're the product, and it's icky.
Yeah, well, there was a guy I spoke to up there. He'd been there for 5 days, flying for 4 hours a day. He'd had not a single person had come to his show.
Yeah, he's obviously... But that's the thing, like, okay, if you're personable, can hold a conversation, can like be a bit quick-witted and funny, fly your own show. If you're an absolute fucking personality black hole that drains the fun out of every conversation, you're not going to get anyone in if you fly your own show. Yeah, I see people flying their own shows. I'm thinking, you're actively warding people off because you just like got a shitty, boring energy about you.
That's me.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to. But anyway, welcome back.
It's good to be back. I'm glad that I did come back. I'd be coming back. Oh no, I would have got back yesterday, and instead I came back on Tuesday and went and did a gig with Ricky Grover.
All right, yeah, cool. One of my favourites actually, if not my absolute favourite.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'd like who I've my absolute favourite is Norm Macdonald, but I mean sort of like UK people I've gigged with.
I think we've got a common ground on that. I think Norm's my favourite as well.
Yeah. But
that's why we're bezies, isn't it?
That's why we BFFs.
Should we go and see Norm Macdonald?
He's not doing anything, is he? I like that about him as well.
That he doesn't do anything
until he's got something.
Have you watched his Netflix special, Hitler's Dog?
Yes, I have. I watched it on the plane for like the 4th time, coming back from one of my lucrative gigs in a 5-star resort while you were flyering your own show. Ugh. Estrella on tap around a pool in like 38 degrees.
I think if I had $4,000 to spend on Edinburgh, you could probably make it so you could get 10 people in a day guaranteed.
Yeah, and lose $4,000. But that's
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, but I think you need $4,000.
Yeah, what I like about Norm is he disappears and just sort of like comments on golf on Twitter until he's got a good hour, and then he just turns up with it with little fanfare. Because I've actually got Netflix at the moment, and I thought, oh, look at all this great stand-up, which then turned into, after a couple of days, well, look at all this stand-up, because a lot of it, oh my God,
dog shit, even from huge acts.
And do you know what they're doing? These unscrupulous motherfuckers are milking, because Netflix they're just milking them.
Yeah,
they go, no, they give us money to put shit on Netflix. I mean, some of it I'm thinking, you can't have road tested this. This is awful.
I totally agree.
I reckon I've tried to watch 25 stand-up specials.
Same here.
And I've got through 2.
Well, I enjoyed James Acaster's, it has to be said.
Yeah, I watched the one of his when he starts off on his knees.
Yeah.
I know he did a few, didn't he? Didn't he release 3 at once?
3 or 4. Yeah.
I watched that.
They're good. They're actually good. Ricky Gervais's, I think a lot of people wouldn't watch that because they're tired of him.
Yeah.
But I actually thought it was fine. Like, I'm not saying it's great. It was fine. It made me laugh in a few places.
Right.
I tried watching Jimmy Carr's. It was awful. Jim Jeffries, couldn't stand it.
Oh God, yeah, tried to watch that. I mean, he did a show.
It's not as good as his other one, I don't think.
But Jim Jeffries did a show where he had that bit about America and guns going viral.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like redid it.
Well, he tried to make a show out of it, didn't he?
That's kind of. I mean that. Like he did that. Like he's had his own show, hasn't he? He's had his own show. Yeah. Because he done his own sitcom. He's had specials. He's known. He's broke America, if you like, right? And then he had a video go viral, a clip of his stand, and then to kind of try and capitalise on that, it kind of makes him look less successful and more desperate than he actually is.
Well, people aren't seeing that other than us. The public aren't seeing.
And I know it's another weird thing. Oh, did you watch? Oh, by the way, oh no, we'll stay on this for a bit. Right, I watched Nanette. Hannah Gadsby's show.
I mean, listener, I've been saying Nanette, haven't I?
Is it Nanette?
No, I said it. You said Nanette. I said Nanette. You said Nanette. I said Annette. You said Nanette.
Yeah, Nanette from Hannah Gadsby. I watched that.
Was it good?
I watched... What else did I watch? Isles the Scherzlinger.
Don't know that.
A woman. That was... watched that. Then I watched... What else did I watch? Tried to watch... I watched like ones I haven't heard of, actually. Tried to watch this one. This bloke had 3 microphones. And he was doing like a different bit of sort of like different strands, like different genre in each mic.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've not seen it.
Just a fucking gimmick. Can't stand that. The good thing about stand-up is you don't have to have... If you don't have to have a gimmick, don't have a gimmick.
I need a gimmick.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, so then this is how my run of gigs in August. You know, I emceed the Backyard first weekend in August.
Hold on, I've just got a text through. Oh, it's from Jussie P. It's just again telling me how much he's earned.
Yeah, well, listen, okay, first gig of August on a Friday, I'm emceeing, first section, talking to the front row. Talk to punter A, fine. Talk to punter B, fine. Talk to punter C, better than fine. They're warming up, it's getting good. Talk to punter D, now they're cooking. They trust me, I'm quick on my feet. They're laughing. Talk to punter E, hello mate, what's your name? Stop fucking asking people what their name is. Just do some jokes.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yes, please.
What's that now?
Please.
Big bloke, athletic looking bloke, miserable as fuck, with a woman. She's looking mortified. I'm like, what's that? He goes, I come here, jokes, material, mate. Doesn't matter who my name is or what I do. Fucking just get on with it.
Lovely. Yes, please.
So I go, what's the matter? What's wrong? Nothing wrong. Just fucking come on. I want jokes, man. I said, and everyone starts like, the whole audience now,
on edge,
looking at me in shock.
How is he going to deal with this? What a personal assault is what they're thinking. But you're thinking, yes, thank you very much, please.
I'm thinking, this is 5 minutes, done. Like, cause that's how you think. Like when you're doing something like, and when something like this happens, everyone else is thinking, oh, this is the worst thing ever. I'm thinking, result, The next 5 minutes, taken
I'm
care
not
of.
working. Yeah.
Yeah. So I go, what's the matter, man? Why are you being hostile? I'm not being hostile, just fucking do it. And I go, so I said, are you two together? And she's like, his girlfriend. Like, no, so this is the order it went in. So he said that, and someone at the back went, prick! And I went, oh, do you all think he's a prick? And everyone like clapped and cheered.
Because you can make them do that, even if they didn't really think that.
They didn't know I made them do it.
Like, no, they don't know.
No, I disingenuously went, oh, what? Does everyone think he's a prick? Like, I could have said, do you think he's a prick?
Yeah.
But I surreptitiously went,
does everyone?
Does everyone in this room want to clap and cheer and make him think it? Like, basically, I led them into that.
Yep.
So I looked at him and I shrugged and I went, well, you know, I said, I don't think you're a prick, mate. I think you're more of a cunt. Big round of applause.
Oh, brilliant.
Then his girlfriend, this woman next to him went, oh, he's just being cheeky, and touched him on the face. And I went, how long you been? You with him then? She's like, she was mortified. I go, how long you been together? She goes, 7 days.
Oh,
I said,
my God.
I go, you ain't gonna make 8, are you? And she just like looked at me. And I go, what'd you? I go, like, because this is the thought process is this. Someone tells you to stop talking to him and do some jokes, right? You cannot do what he wants. You can't go, oh, okay. Yeah, has everyone ever noticed they sell weird things in the post office? Like you can't just, but then you can't move on either.
That bit, mate. That's
gold. Yeah, write that down. Then you can't like leave him either. So I had to stay on him.
You have to take him apart bit by bit.
Yeah, I had to take him apart. But he was so hostile. You have to not do my usual style.
No, you can't, because he'll stand up and hit you, and it'll be horrible, or the audience will just go, "Oh God, that was horrible." You've got to do it with your smarts.
I sort of folded my arms, and I sort of like went, "Come on, man, what's wrong? What's up? What do you do?" He goes, "All right, mate, I'm a teacher." I go,
"Wow."
I go, "You're on holiday. You should be happy." You probably, I started trying to make out. I sort of like really gave a shit. So I kept.
But also digging him into a thing of him having a problem is quite nice.
I said, "You good-looking guy. You got a good-looking. What have you possibly got to be so hostile about?" Like, and then he sort of started softening a bit. So anyway, I can't remember what I said actually, but I just sort of like I did sort of just got enough of a laugh to move on. So then I go to another one. I'm going to go. Okay, that's fucking weird, and everyone laughed. And I'm going to go over here. So I went to the other side of the stage, like. He was like sitting to my right.
That's a good thing to be able to do as well. Literally, that walk across the stage separates.
Yeah,
that person
turn my back on him. Turn my back on him, made a face, and went, "That's fucking weird, wasn't it?" Like punctured the tension. Then I started talking to this other woman. I go, "What do you do?" She goes, "I'm a teacher." I go, "You don't fucking work with us, twat, do you?" She's like, "Oh God, no! I'm much nicer than him." And I go, "Yeah, if you worked at the same school as him, you wouldn't even go in the staff room." I said, "You'd be drinking your fucking coffee in the car, wouldn't you?" Like, just it was such a fucking prick. So anyway, in the first interval, I come back on stage. He's gone.
Lovely.
So I stayed because I'd been chatting to this Scottish guy next to him beforehand. I go, right, fuck the comedy. We want to know what happened in the interval. So the Scottish guy's like, oh my God, it was so awkward. He goes, they were chatting, and she was like trying to ask him what was wrong, and then in the end she said, I think we better go for a walk. And I was like, fuck, it was mental, mate.
Wow, you broke them up.
Saturday, yeah, I did. And do you know what? If I did, I'm glad, because she could do better than that arsehole. He weren't even pissed, mate. It was just it was really weird.
That was great. The tension. I feel the tension now. I've enjoyed that story.
Oh, it was because I know I got a friend who got accosted on stage at that club.
Oh,
they are right round you, as it should. That's how it should be. I think gigs should be rougher than they are.
Oh yeah, well it does make for a better atmosphere. I don't want it to be horrible, but there needs to be an up the creek on a Friday can be some of the best fun you will ever have.
I don't even mean for me. I mean, like, when you, like, okay, if gigs were like I used to think they were, you know, we used to watch documentaries about, like, working men's clubs, and it was, like, tough and...
terrified. Yeah, I wouldn't do those gigs, to be fair.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if the circuit was still like that, when you went to Edinburgh, it would have been different. There would have been a lot of those faces on those big posters wouldn't even be there. I think you need to weed out the fucking chaff.
Absolutely true. Everyone, I tell you what, there's a rule. If you're taking the show to Edinburgh, you have to have done a week... like at least 7 gigs emceeing up the creek on a Friday night.
If you're listening to this and you're a comedy punter, if you're a comedy punter listening to this, when you go to, if someone's shit, just boo. Bring back booing. Because like, they're just going
They
up
get
there.
ideas above their station and think that,
You're politely listening, giving them a chance. Oh, respect his effort. I don't really like him, but I'm gonna cheer and clap at the end, just to sort of like maybe the next act will be good. You're doing the whole industry a disservice. You need to judge. You are Caesar with the thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't think you realise the responsibility you've got for comedy. If they're shit,
but the trouble is,
boo.
the worst of the worst will continue anyway. Like we both know people who are so bad, but who never got a laugh, but yet gig more than we do put together.
Yeah, I know, but there are them ones that sort of like think, well, that like just. But honestly, if you're a punter, being polite, you just like if you sit through a shit act and a polite, that means in a year you're going to be sitting through 2 shit acts. You need to weed
Like
these
weeds.
fuckers out.
They're like weeds. Weed them out.
Yeah, weed them out by the root. Tell them they're shit and boo them off stage. For fuck's sake.
If you haven't walked off stage feeling like your world has collapsed in on itself pretty early on in your comedy career, then you cannot take a show to Edinburgh.
But if I'd have had that feeling 3 gigs in a row, I'd have stopped.
Yeah,
but I never have.
Maybe.
But these people, there are people gigging that should have had that every time they've been on stage for 5 years, and they're fucking in Edinburgh.
Because they've spent $8,000 and they've got full rooms
and
then
they're
they've got a
be on
TV
Mock the
show.
Week. Yeah, just literally bring back booing.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, Justin.
It should be a harsh thing. It should be a harsh environment. There's like Seinfeld said, no one in society is judged more than a comedian. I think he said you're judged every 12 seconds. Like every time you finish a sentence, you're judged, even if it's not the punchline. It's like, was that an interesting setup? Do I know what he's talking? Am I following him? And then you hit the punchline. Was that funny or not? It is a harsh binary thing. It's turned into that's the trouble with Edinburgh. It's turned into like a theatre, wishy-washy, like arts experience. Stand-up isn't an artistic experience. It's a brutal gladiatorial thing. It's like, I always equate it to like pornography. Pornography can be artistic. It can be like that really like rough gonzo. It can be amateur. If it turns you on, it's good porn. And if comedy makes you laugh, it's good comedy. And if it don't make you laugh, boo the cunts off stage. That is a...
Where are you watching your pornography? Where there's a stage?
Do you know what I realised the other day? This is getting old. I had just absent-mindedly thought, I haven't looked at pornography. I reckon I haven't watched porn for 18 months, 2 years. Not even tried to look at it. It's just gone from my sort of like psyche.
Proud of you.
No, I'm not. I'm old, man. I'm losing testosterone, maybe.
You leak it. It's leaking out of you all over the place.
Speaking of leaking out, I had an arsehole incident yesterday.
Oh, yes, please. There should be a jingle. I can't be bothered to do that.
Another thing about my age.
Justin's anus stories.
That's the thing. As you get older, you start ejaculating from your arse.
Just constantly spaffing out your bum.
You don't need porn. You need a nappy. But it wasn't that. What happened was I was extremely desperate for toilet times driving along, and my stomach was making some strange noises.
You were gurgling.
When I came back from here's the full story. Right, when I came back from...
We're all supportive, Justin. Just take your time, relax.
When I came back from Ibiza, I realised that I drink too much beer. I'm ketogenic and beer's full of sugar and carbs. And so I thought maybe I should drink whiskey instead.
Yeah, of course. Sensible.
So I was looking around the duty free, and I don't like bourbon, but they had like a 30% off, and it was like a litre of Jim Beam, a litre, was like £12. So I thought, I'll buy that, thinking I'll have a shot, because I don't like it as much as beer. I won't chug it, I'll just sort of like sip it.
You don't have to drink, mate.
Oh God, Ash, I thought you knew me. You don't know me at all.
One day we'll be doing this podcast and you say, you know what, I've not watched porn in 3 years and I've not drank booze in 18 months.
So I get back on Thursday night. Friday morning I go in the kitchen, there's half a litre of whiskey. I drank half a litre and eat whiskey on Thursday night.
That's too much, mate.
So I thought that was quite restrained actually, but I didn't feel good. So then Friday night I thought, I'm going to have to have some beers.
To even up the whiskey drinking.
Yeah, and then Saturday night I did a great gig, Covent Garden. Dream. I love emceeing that gig. Oh, I love emceeing Covent Garden Comedy Club. If you live in London and you haven't been there to the heaven...
they can come and see you, can't they? Because you're there monthly.
Just getting that way. But I had a good gig. So, and then I got back late and I thought I'd have some more beers. And then yesterday, after so I'd had basically toilet was, I had to pull over and go to it. And I looked I was driving my wife's car, and I looked down and she had like a pack of wet wipes.
Where did you go?
To a garage, Esso or whatever,
okay. Yeah.
So I looked down and there's a pack of wet wipes. So I'm thinking, fucking, it's like winning the lottery at my age. That is like dream. I don't know. I just at my age you need to take a little bit more care.
Some little wet wipes just around,
So
ready
bag
for
of
you.
a little travel pack, nice and slim, not a big bag, that's straight in my back pocket. Bosh. Do the job, clean up, sit down. Something starts feeling not so good, itchy. I'm squirming around in my seat. Look down there, I think they're for wiping down like tables or I don't know what they are. Bleachy.
You've got surface wipes.
Yeah, they were sort of like a antibacterial wipes for cleaning like things, not arses.
You've bleached your anus.
I think so. And it was, I phoned her up and I go, these wipes. She's like, oh my God, you can't use them. So I got straight in, had a shower.
Justin Panks, you've used bloody
Yeah.
kitchen wipes on your bum hole.
I've used Sif. Used some Sif.
God, I bet it looks like a bloody onion ring this morning, doesn't it?
Well, it looks like the saxophonist out of the Muppets. I haven't looked at it. It will be Little Shop of Horrors down there.
Oh, did it burn?
Oh, like a weird, itchy, it was
it's
not
so
good.
sensitive down there.
Yeah, why is it so sensitive?
Because it's such loose skin. Like its job is to contract and expand. It needs to be supple.
We'd have evolved for that to be sort of quite hardened. Like you should have a solid bone, like a Cub Scout's woggle. That's what your arsehole should be.
Yeah. Well, it should be, depending on what you eat. You know, being vegan, not so much.
No, but I'm saying your body should have evolved to be more hardy. It's
the
like
muscles just given up.
It's like a really sensitive little sort of weak chain in the system. Like you have a curry, your mouth can handle it, your arsehole.
Why were they in the car? For cleaning the car?
Yeah, for cleaning the steering wheel and I don't know what else for cleaning. They were just in there. Sorry. It's all right.
How did it feel at the time? Fully refreshing.
Oh, when I cleaned, I was like, wow. I could tell that when I could tell when I used it. I was like, well, they had the best wet wipes ever. That one wipe, it was stripped. And then honestly, within like a mile and a half, I was like fidgeting. I was like going from cheek to cheek, like, hello, what's happened here? Like I had a barbed wire G-string.
Whenever you use a wet wipe, you've got to use a little bit of paper afterwards, haven't you? Just to dry it off.
Oh, no. Okay. No. Oh, baby, I like it raw. I like it raw, mate.
Well, you do now. You've got it raw. Good luck to you.
Yeah, and I'm standing doing the podcast now. That's all you need to know. And if you want to know, I don't think it hasn't all been. And you keep making out. I've had the time of my life this August. I'm a bit down in the dumps. If you want to know how down in the dumps I am, as the regular listener, and you know, I follow a ketogenic-ish diet, which is no carbs.
8 beers a day.
Last night I ate a whole pizza in bed. So you know, on the depressed scale, that is, I think I'm 1% off putting a brick in each pocket and going swimming off the Orwell Bridge. But yeah, a whole pizza in bed, and today I'm like, oh, what do I do that for? I feel sluggish.
Were you home alone?
No, she was sitting next to me watching me in awe.
Did she eat?
No, didn't even offer a bit.
You're a good man.
I'm a man.
Oh God! And so, what do you want to talk about it on the podcast?
What?
You know, your low points.
No, I'll tell you what it is. I'm not low mentally. I'm physically. I think you get not physically depressed, but you can get.
It's all the travelling you've been doing.
Yeah, it's all the travelling I've been doing. And when I'm not travelling, Ash, I'm travelling in the UK
to the bank and back with bags
and doing lucrative, prestigious gigs on the UK circuit in between all this travel. I mean, it's not been easy.
Well, I was depressed with the fact that I could come back and do one gig that paid more than an entire run in Edinburgh.
Well,
costs and earns. If
you want to know the kind of guy the Jussie P unit is, even though I was fidgeting cheek to cheek, struggling, my old mate Ash was down. I still gave you a little pep talk and I called you up, didn't I? Didn't even mention me.
Lovely little chat. Little chat.
While he was having a bath.
I was doing the washing up, but
Yeah.
you thought I was in the bath because there was sloshing of water.
I thought you was masturbating in the bath.
Every time you ring, I can't resist.
Yeah, it's like, hang on, I'm just running a bath. I'll give you a call in a minute. I'm just going to run a bath.
I'm just gonna
Light
prep.
a candle. A Yankee candle.
I've become I basically I haven't been sleeping until about 1-2 o'clock in the morning, not through any depression, but because I've become addicted to watching people diving and searching for treasures, where the treasures are normally mobile phones and GoPro cameras. But I've become addicted to it because I was addicted to chiropractic videos for quite a long time. Well, I've progressed on now to these American guys that go diving in rivers and find phones and things.
You know, my weirdest YouTube addiction... Well, I've got some normal ones, like what I think are obvious. Like I watch a lot of golf videos.
You watch a lot of
MMA.
people squeezing spots, don't you?
I used to watch that.
Settled in.
I went for a phase of watching plumber terriers catching rats. I think I might have told you before.
What's the dog?
I want to buy a plumber terrier, and I'm actually talking to a kennels up in... They're near Blackpool, because they're quite rare.
What are you talking about? I'm talking to a kennels up in Blackpool.
About buying a plumber terrier puppy.
That's what you've just said. I'm
Yeah.
talking to a... What do you mean you're talking to them? You've opened
Like I've
negotiations.
I've found a plumber terrier supplier, a kennel that breeds plumber terriers. I found one on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I've messaged them and said I want a plumber terrier puppy.
And that's
they've-
talking to, is it?
well, I messaged them on Facebook. Yeah, talking to them.
You've opened dialogue.
Yeah, and I've said, have you got any puppies due? They're like, yeah, we just had a litter, but they're a bit young now. They're like, check in next weekend. I said, I want a dog.
Well, you're going to be buying them soon. In the next couple of weeks, it could be...
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, yeah.
Wow.
So they're quite rare. For those who don't know, a plumber terrier, it's a new breed. They're not actually Kennel Club recognised. I think they invented in the 60s by a geezer called Brian Plummer. It's Plummer, if you want to look one up. And they are a cross between 3 breeds. It's Beagle, Jack Russell, and Staffy.
Horrible.
And they kind of look like a puppy when they look like a Jack Russell puppy when they're fully grown.
Yeah, they look like a Jack Russell, don't they? With their
Yeah,
white
but
and
they
brown markings.
But they're sort of like that. You know, a puppy looks like a sort of more chunky, and it's a different proportion to a fully grown dog.
It looks like a sort of friendly Staffy.
It does. But what I like about it is it looks like a dog. Like if you said draw a dog, it doesn't look like a particular dog. It is the most dog-looking dog out there.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
It's just like a Disney dog, like Bolt it almost, but it's like brown and so I really want one. And so I was talking to them, and then I started looking on YouTube, and there's millions of videos because they were bred to catch rats. There's millions of videos of like blokes from like Northumberland taking like 5 plumber terriers to like a chicken farm, and just sort of like they just with a pitchfork they keep going through all this chicken shit, I guess, and then rats run out, and then these plumber terriers destroy them.
Oh,
and
no.
I sort of first time I watched it, I was like, oh, maybe I don't want one, but then I just got like addicted to it.
You like seeing animals being torn to shreds, though, don't
No,
you?
no, I don't. It's weird, but I don't like watching people pop zits. But you kind of get there's the sort of like it was like the
Well,
same
are they
sort
just
of thing as
killing the
that.
rats, or are they eating them?
Yeah, no, they're killing the rats.
You got a problem, mate.
Well, it's pest control, Ash. People kill rats. I know you're vegan, but people kill rats. If you had a rat in your house, what would you do?
Get a plumber terrier. Get that year round.
Exactly. Film it, put it on YouTube.
Exactly, make $1 million.
But I've got to be honest, this plumber terrier Facebook, there's something that I feel uneasy about.
Yeah, I would.
When I went on there and started looking through their wall, they'd have like
Kids.
pictures of the puppies.
Covered in them laying on their backs with their nipples out.
No, listen, worse. Pictures of the puppies, picture of the mum, Picture of the dad.
mating with the...
then a picture or a video of the dogs fucking.
Cool.
And they fuck. I don't know that much. They fuck like backed up to each other, arse to arse.
That's how dogs do it, mate. Really? That's
Well, why
the
is it
truth
called
of
doggy style then? Why is it called
That's
doggy style? Because that's not how I do doggy style.
Is it not?
I don't fold my penis back at a like 90-degree angle
Well, you're doing it wrong.
like a
That's
wasp.
because in that angle for you, it'd be really sore in your chafed bum hole.
Like a wasp sting. I didn't know they did it arse to arse like that.
Yeah, it's a common misconception. They
Is it
get
because of-
on and then twist round, I think.
Is it because they got bad breath?
They look...
That's how I do it. That's how I do it in the morning
Yeah.
when we haven't brushed our teeth. No, that's what I didn't. But I just thought, they want to see the like pictures of the dog porn.
They want proof of that's how they were conceived.
Yeah, fair enough.
Is that
I
what
guess,
they're
but it's
after?
fine. I should say to him, like, when my puppy gets older, I'll have to explain that I had to adopt you because your mum and dad were porn stars.
And there you've just written your first joke about having the dog.
Yeah, I should. Oh, mate,
Jot that down.
That's
Jot that
like
down.
the most cynical.
Listener, you have honestly just listened to the first joke from Jesse P's new story about him and a dog.
That is the kind of thing a shit act would do. It's like, people like dogs. I'm going to do a show about. I know comics that have taken shows up and the posters of like them and their dog.
I mean, I saw it this year, mate.
Fucking fuck off, boo! Bring back booing.
I promise, I saw it this year.
Yeah.
People like videos of cats. You've just written a good joke. I can't remember what it was already, but
all jokes should be fucking forgettable.
Make a note. That was good. I had to adopt it because its parents were porn stars.
No, I'm not going to do that. But
no, you should. That's good. Write it down.
I think we might have different standards, Ash. But
we definitely have, mate.
No, but yeah, so I might get one. I don't know what should I call it. If you ask the listener what I should call it, it's going to be a boy dog.
Yeah, there are certain listeners that I don't want to hear what their opinions are of it.
I should call it Ash, shouldn't I? Ashles.
Speaking of listeners, have you seen the artwork that we received?
No.
From Janis Preber.
No, right. Forgive my tapping. Where is it on Twitter? I haven't seen it. You're going to get a live reaction. Seriously, where is it? Where is it?
Oh, Yanis.
Where is it?
He messaged us. He messaged us with it. Do you want me to send it to you?
I've got a DM. I have to log into Twitter. Hang on. Is it in the private messages?
Yanis, I mean, your
he
mind
hasn't sent it to me.
He's a twisted person.
You send it to me, because
I'm going to send it now.
What are you sending it on? Facebook.
I don't want to save it to my photos. That's the problem I've got. How do I send it without...
Send it to my Facebook.
Right, listen.
Like messenger.
Save photo, and now I send it to your Facebook.
This is exciting. Right.
Brace yourself, okay?
Before you send it, before I look, fill everyone in on the backstory.
So, I don't really know the backstory. Yanis Bremer,
he drew a picture of me.
Yeah.
As a jester.
Oh, a lovely picture of you. Yes, a great picture.
Then he drew a picture of me standing behind you.
Oh, and then you said it looks like you were bumming me.
Yeah. And then he goes, if you want me to draw a picture of you having sex, I will. And I was like, well, no, but okay. I don't know what to say to that. Right, in my Facebook inbox, it says Ash sent a photo. Right. Why haven't you sent it to me? He hasn't sent it to me.
I've just seen that, Panks. I've just seen that you've logged into it. I'm so fat at it, Yanis, as well, mate. Come on.
You've got women tits.
Look how much I'm frowning. I'm not into it, and you really are.
You look like Biff Tannen.
Do you remember you cut my fingers off as well?
Yanis! Yanis, why is it so romantic?
Oh, I've just noticed something.
I thought it would be...
Hold on.
It's too good in a bad way.
Listener, I don't know how I'm gonna. I'll put it on the. I'll tweet it out. Follow us on Twitter.
No, you can't tweet out. People have to ask for that. We'll DM you. You can't tweet out. And I tell you, he's missed a trick with the lolly. You should have done your lollygag a forearm because it looks a bit like.
Oh dear! Don't, Yanis.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what I like about it, Yanis. Well, it's technically good, and I like the way that you've been It's not that graphic. It's softcore.
Oh yeah, he's been very delicate with it, hasn't he? Yeah.
Do you know what? I just looked at it, and then like I was laughing, and then I got a wave of weird when I just looked at it. That is quite odd, isn't it? But it's just a drawing. I'm glad to say I'm the top, right? That's the best thing about Ash is like on his side. He's got his left leg. He's on his front. He's on his side, on his front, kind of thing, laying down in the recovery position. His left leg. I tell you what, you got some arse on you there, boy. You got some booty. I mean, I wouldn't say no. You've got some junk in the trunk. Have you looked at your hip? And I'm holding his hip. Right. Ash has sort of got his left leg obscuring his front three-piece front junk, and I'm like this is pretty good. Fucking hell yes. You fucking savage. And it says Panks and Firth show. Does it say show? If you want to see it, you can't put that out there public. If someone wants to see it, they're going to have to ask us for it. And you can... Or Patreon. How about that's a Patreon gift? £1. Yeah, mate. £1 on Patreon and we'll send you that. You can see the picture. Oh, it's good to be back, brah. Bye. Oh, fuck, that's funny.